Hello, Dominion.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Continue. Hello, Dominion.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I
Yes, we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. We can hear you, Dominion.
Sorry for all the network issues and whatever. I said the DF dot shape, just as I explained the DF initially, it is just an acronym. You F dot shape to bring out the total dimensioning of the data set which I was given. So just as you can see, you will see that it has 11. Okay, it has not been written as row, but just for clarification, it has 185,950 rows and 11 columns. Just imagine how you I would have been counting each of these one after the other, but with Python it has been made easy. So the df.info and the df.info is used to show a brief and quick summary of what the entire data set is all about. It's used to show a brief and quick summary of what the entire database is all about. Don't get confused about the variables equal to false. It is just a default function which we tried to, which I was taught and I learned to maneuver it. That's why I had to do that so that it doesn't bring out that cumbersome work. You know, earlier I said we have 185,000 rows. Yeah, so I just had to use that to limit and give me the precise description looking for. So can we move on to the df.describe? Okay, thank you, sir. The df.describe, remember, alongside when I was starting, I spoke about the import numpy and the import pandas that I did and the reason, which of course I said for to perform some statistical operation. So here I actually called in some functions inside these libraries I imported. The functions are embedded in the library. So if I had not imported the libraries initially, this function wouldn't have worked. This particular function dot describe and others in the work I have done. As you can see, it's showing the count of each column, the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, 25%, 50%, 70% of each column. So let's move on, sir. Yeah, we can move on, sir. And please, wherever you're having any the fact I know it may be kind of new to some people, while others it may not totally be. So wherever you're having a confusion, feel free to reach out even as we learn together. So the df.unique brings out the unique count of each column. Remember initially I showed the headings of these columns where I said there's the unnamed, the unique the ID, customer ID, the product, the quantity ordered, product each, and so on and so forth. So this df.unique goes through all of these column, each of the 11 column, it goes through the 185,000 rows in each of them and bring out the unique number of values there. So it's now telling us that in the unnamed column, there are 200 and there are 25,093 unique column, unique rows there. In the order ID column, there are 178 unique rows there. In the products column, there are 19 unique products there, and so on and so forth. We can move on, sir. Yes, sir, we can move on, sir. Are you there, sir?
Are you not seeing the screen?
Yes, I'm done with this screen, sir.
Okay, this
I
DF.
just finished explaining the df dot unique.
Yeah, I've screwed up to df dot select d type. So I need.
Okay, so the df dot select, I just saw it now, sir. The df dot select d type shows out all the, what's it called now, all the rows. If you notice, after the 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth row, the next one is dot. The reason for that is to show that the data set is much, and it would be nice to just show up all of the 180 something thousand rows. That's why it just shows this first five and the last five. And this dot select dot data type d type shows the data type of each columns. So let's move on, sir. Okay, this particular function shows the rows in sales column with missing data. That's the df.sales dot is na. The is na is now me prompting, or should I say asking Python, is there an empty row in that data set? And that's why it brought out the all the column head with no number under it, because there is no empty cells or missing data in the data set I was given to work on. So moving on, you will see the sales underscore product equal to df dot loc, then the square brackets that I opened, the semi, the full colon twice. The full colon there are known as slicers. They are known as slicer, and we use them while we're on the topic sets and lists, and we use them to slice list of numbers or sets of numbers, and so it's applicable also here in data analysis entirely. So what I then did was I sliced out, I filtered out the sales column and the products column. Remember, initially we have 11 columns in total, but now you can see that it's just two, right? We can move on, sir. Good. So this sales product dot plots, then the parenthesis kind equal to bar. It's me now telling the Python notebook, the Python interpreter rather, that I want a bar chart. There are several types of charts. Don't worry, as you dive into data analysis fully with Mr. Okori, I believe and fully believe that he will show you a lot of these charts. We have the histogram, the bar charts, the pie charts, the column charts, clustered column, clustered bar charts, and the rest of them, a lot I can't even number here. But I just called on the bar chart. That's why you can see kind equal to bar, making reference to that sales underscore product. I'm now visualizing the products and sales. Yes, I can move on. Okay, the df dot sorts underscore values, then in bracket sales. Good. What this actually does is that if you can see the sales column, from your right, it should be the third. Yes, the sales column. So this particular function filters out the not really filters out now. I lack words to express what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's arrange the sales column in ascending from the highest to the lowest. That's why I can see 2.9, 2.9. That's the highest number on that sales column. That's the highest number on that sales column. Can move on, sir. Yeah, we can move on, sir. DF dots LOC 185,949 is simply me calling the data frame dot location. So now I'm telling it to go to the 185,949 row. So it went there. It now told me that there the order ID is 222901. The product there on that particular row that I called is AA batteries. That's the product, and the price, each, the order data, order date, purchase address, month, sales, and city. Just as you can see it there. Let's move on, sir. So df dot is MA. If you remember, I think just two slides away upward, I use the same function is NA. But now what I'm then doing here, I'm telling it to check inside the to sum up the, how will I put it now? Each of this column, order ID is a column, product is a column. These are the 11th column listed out. So I'm now telling Python to sum up the 11 column, write them like this, and is NA. It should check, is there a missing value? That's why I can see 00000 all through, showing that there are no missing values in all of these columns.
So we are done with this part. So let me go to the Word, the Microsoft Word presentation part. So then thereafter you have to present for us, okay?
Normative. All right. All right. Yes. Well, I can say that he was indeed a good student. He proved to a very large extent to have understood a lot that that was taught to him, and then also I understood that he was also taught much, and I'm hoping to learn up to that. For me, many of the things he said sounded very new to me because I've not really gotten much knowledge concerning most of the things he was speaking about. But I'm trusting and I believe that by the end of my 1 month uh, training, I should be able to also know up to that extent and even more if possible. So, if not for the fact that we're having breach in network and the fact that we didn't start early and other hitches that came about, I would have said he has actually
I'm
logged in
actually
nicely.
sorry
Thank you.
about it. I don't really know what has been happening or actually been kicking me out, but believe me, it's very frustrating for me over here trying to explain, and it's just taking me out without me even knowing what's happening. I'm so sorry about that. So let me just try and get reach to the screen of my instructor as I continue with my explanation. Please bear with me.
All right, so I wasn't done. Okay, I guess I can. All right. So I was saying that if not for the hitches and everything, he had really done a great job, and I am really, really anticipating to know and to get educated on this. It's really what I want to learn, and I'm ready to dedicate my time and energy to it, including resources as much as possible, so that I can learn it to the letter and get the required knowledge that is demanded of me, so that when time comes in other organizations, I can work and give out the skills and the knowledge that are in me. So for Dominion, I know Dominion was a good student. Yes, I know, because when he was trying to explain everything, yet despite the fact that he was having challenges, I got to understand that he really had a clear understanding of what you taught him. And I know you are also you are a good teacher. You taught him properly. For him to have gained such knowledge means he was taught properly, because Dominion tried his best to explain it explain it in a little bit detailed way manner. If not that, it was slightly new to most of us, especially me. But he tried his best to explain it in a way, and I know that if he had the all the time and if everything was moving smoothly, he would have possibly even done much better. Thank you, sir. That's what I have to say. And lastly, uh, as I said earlier, I'm also anticipating that By the time March is coming to an end, I should have also gained much knowledge concerning data analysis under CM Tech. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, most of the things I had in mind to say, I think the previous speaker has already mentioned everything. And in regards to that, despite the fact that I've actually been anticipating um, acquiring the knowledge of data analytics, of which I've actually had no idea about it until date. From looking at everything that Dominion has talked about, well, most things sounded familiar to me, while most didn't sound familiar. From the way I'm looking at everything, it's just like an advanced process of data entry. The only difference is that this one comes with data science, coding with the use of Google Colab and other Gemini API products and other items. So, and also from the way I saw his presentation, I feel that, okay, actually, everything that has to do with coding, programming, and everything, I've always thought it to be something that is going to be very difficult for everyone to acquire. But seeing how Dominion presented his project, of which the course duration is actually, I think, 6 weeks, right? 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Am I right? Okay. Seeing as I was able to acquire this knowledge within a short period of time, I also believe that even a beginner can actually do that. And I believe that I can do that. Now I'm feeling, in fact, I'm feeling pumped up and fired up right now. Like I can't actually wait to start learning everything to be on the same level as Dominic and other professionals. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, good evening once again, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Dominion for that short presentation. It was actually indeed an eye-opening, though we've not really gone in depth into what the data analysis with Python actually entails, but with just the few things he actually explained, I was able to like, okay, I think it's really going to make sense. It's really going to worth my time here. So I want to say kudos to Mr. Dominion. Even with the short time, he was able to actually learn a lot of things. And I also want to say thank you to Mr. Okore because it actually shows that you are indeed a good coach or teacher. Let me say lecturer or teacher. So and I know even with these few weeks that we are going to be spending with you, I know we are going to really learn a lot. Really good. So I want to say thank you. Although I have let me say just little experience in data analysis. Yeah, I've been learning programming language for some while now. So I've exposed myself to Python a little bit. So I think going going doing this data analysis with Python should be easy, a bit easy for me. I okay. I'm also saying this that how do I put it now? Okay, I will be active throughout the classes, and also I'll make sure that I won't miss any of the classes. So thank you very much.
Um, Sorry, please. I have a quick question to ask.
Okay, sir.
Hello, please. It's very urgent. Please, my battery is sort of like going down. So I wish to plug it. So I want to ask if it's something I can still watch on YouTube later. Please. Okay. So I just needed your permission so I can power up my phone. All right. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, everybody.
Okay, I'm not really happy with the way the presentation went. Not putting blame on anyone, sincerely speaking. But then I I hope it gets better even as we move on. So this is the paperwork. Sales data analysis, CM Tech projects by Dominion Nomkek Tukura, submitted Thursday, 6th March 2025. So from the data set I was given and some of the questions I was asked, this is the exploratory data analysis to check the time frame of the data set. So if you would remember on the data set, we have the date column. So I just went, checked the first date and the last date so I can confirm the data frame. Yes, the dates, the time frame rather of the data set. For how long was the data set? Has the data set been taken? Uh, Also the total rows, which I've written there 185,950 rows. Moving on, the total column, 11 columns. The missing values, there are no missing values. Data types of each column. The column one is of the integer data type. So as you get to learn more about data analysis, just as I said while explaining the Python coding I did for this particular project, there are different types of data which are known as data types. It includes the integer, just as you can see here. The column one is an integer data type. The order ID is an integer. The product is a string data type. I represented it as str. The quantity ordered is an integer. The price each is a float. The difference between a float and an integer is a float carries decimal points while an integer does not. An integer more like represents a whole number. Going on, you may tend to confuse float with double because in some other school of thoughts, you may be told that floats, you may be told to refer to floats as double. But as you move on, you get to know their differences and when to best represent each of these. We also have the order date, which is in a date data type, the purchase address, which is a string, the month integer, the sales, which is also float, and the city string. The hours is an integer. So I was also asked if they were duplicate records. If you remember the code I typed on my Python, where I then did dots is NA. So I was able to find out that there are no duplicates in the entire data set, even without going through each of them. Python did it for me easily. So this is a quick statistical description of numeric content, just as I displayed in the what's it called now, in the Python. It is exactly from the Python that I drew it out and visualized here for you all to see. So let's move on to question 2, which is the order statistics. The other statistics, we have the number of unique data, which is product 19, quantity ordered 9, price each 17, city 9, sales 53. Some of you may be wondering why in a data set of 185,000 rows plus, we are having just 19 products. This is because in this particular sales that I'm actually analyzing, they are the data, the collected data for this time frame that I showed earlier. Within the time frame was when they collected data, and the quantity of data then resulted to the 185,000 rows. So some of these products are repeated. That's why I said it is number of unique data. So when you then say number of unique data, it automatically counts each data without counting the repeated values. I don't know if you understand, but I bet even as you embark on your journey, you get it better. Okay, thank you very much, Savior. I get that you understand. So this is also your total unique order, your total unique customers, your total price each, your total sales, the average order quantity. Yes, let's move on. Point I was tempted to start listing out these as countries, but then these are cities in the United States. So there was no actual country, no country was listed in the data set. Only cities of the US, the United States, and other distributions across regions, which are the cities. In San Francisco, we have 44,732 orders that was made. In Los Angeles, 29,605 orders was made. In New York City, we have 24,876,000 orders was made, and so on and so forth, as you can see listed here. as we go on. Yes, I can move on. So just keep in mind that all of these that we are actually checking, we are not actually just checking them for checking sake. In data analysis, these are called insights. You draw your insights from cleaning your data sets and from bringing out unique count, just as I have done, adding the condition of for the region. Then the top 5 cities with highest orders is San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York City, Boston, Atlanta. These are the top 5 cities with highest order. They make order from this particular sales organization more. So even by just seeing this particular, by just extracting this particular insight, you can decide to say or analyzing or recommending to the owner of the sales company, you can just tell him that since you make more sales here, you can decide to invest more of your resources here so that you can generate more revenue. I don't know if we are actually getting what I'm saying, if we are together. So in the product categories too, that's question 4, we have number of unique products, 19, as said earlier. Then popular product categories based on sales. Top 5 best-selling products by quantity ordered. So I then filtered out each of the quantity, and thank you very much, Xavier. Thank you very much. I grabbed that you're understanding everything you're saying. Thank you. So I then brought out the product. Remember, I said there are 19 products here. Each of these products have their total units, but I brought out the top 5, the highest 5 total units, so that it will help us to know which product do we sell more. So that when recommending to the organization you're actually analyzing for, you can actually tell them these products that they are not actually patronizing more, you can reduce the way you buy it and focus more on these products that are purchased more frequently. So let's move on, sir. Okay, thank you. In the customer segments, okay, I was actually asked to check for a customer segment and there was no customer segment in the data set. Circumstances like this may actually happen to some of us in real life circumstances. An organization may give you a data set to work on and ask you for what is not even in the data set. Possibly you may even come across values with negative. For instance, we may see a revenue for a particular month having negative. Some of these times, the organization give you data like this to see how well you have known how to analyze data. Some people may just rush out to deleting these values. Some people may then filter them out. So it was just the organization trying to test your abilities to know how well you are good in what you do. So shipping insights, there was no column with any shipping insight. So this question 6, we will jump it because there's no column with shipping insight. Sales distribution, overall sales distribution, I calculated the average sales per order, going through the order, each of them. I then calculated the average of their total. Just as we know the simple way to calculate the average, if you are looking for the average of 3 numbers, for instance, average of 5, 10, and 15, we are going to add them 5 plus 10 plus 15 divided by 3. So that was what I did. I added all of the sales, all of the order made per sales. I then divided it by the total number of occurrence. The maximum unique order sales is $3,400. Outliers in sales data. Yes, products with extremely high prices. Outliers are actually, how will I explain it now? Okay, they are they can be products that sell more. For instance, we may okay, let me just take an instance of a classroom. Maybe you go to JS1 and the age group there is within the age of maybe 10 to 13. If you can find the age of 10 in just one, 11 in just one, 12 in just one, 13 in just one, then maybe the class rep then tell you, excuse me, we have somebody whose age is 17 in just one. So you can actually pick that person out as an outlier. I don't know if I have actually broken it down in a simpler layman language for clarification. So in essence, outliers are outrageous values or products. In the case of products, they are products that perform well. Going ahead, you'll get to know of KPIs, which are key performing indicators. So products that perform well, or the number of sales that is more that is more and easily distinguished from the others. Maybe if you're having 60,000, 70,000, 50,000, 40,000, 65,000, all of it, so you now see 200,000. That 200,000 is an outlier. It's an outlier. That's why the fact is for your gain, but yes, it's an outlier. You just then have to check which products had these sales and work on it as your recommendation to the company. So sorry for taking your time for this long, wow, it's 10 already. So let me just rush it. Sorry, sir, your screen just went off. Okay, it's back. Um, Profit analysis. Okay, not on sales distribution per product category. It can be visualized through histogram or box plot. Profit analysis, total profits per order, not computed due to missing cost profit column. To calculate your profit, the gain you made, you need to have the cost price of products and the selling price. But in this particular data set, these were not actually indicated. So we are going to number 9, project deliverables. Key findings, which is more like the insight, as I said earlier. The data set contains complete and clean data set for sales trend analysis. San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York City contribute to the highest sales. Batteries and charging cables are the most frequently purchased products. Shipping and profit-related insights could not be analyzed due to missing data sets. So these are your insights. So me having these insights as an analyst should be able to tell you what to recommend to the organization you are working with or to your clients. Even before coming to a recommendation, I can clearly say to my client that since you make more sales in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York City, why not diversify and invest more there so that you can at least have more profit? And also in the product, you sell more batteries and charging cable. Since you found out that it's selling more in that particular location, you invest more, you buy more of those things. So let's look at the actionable recommendation that I wrote there. Boost inventory for high demands products like batteries and charging cables. Exactly what I just said now. Analyze customer retention by identifying repeat purchases. Introduce discount campaigns in cities with lower sales. Enhance shipping data collection for better logistic analysis. So let me just briefly explain from number 2 downward. Analyze customer retention. In business and general analysis, there's what we call customer churning. This is actually the tendency of customer to either remain and keep buying from your store or to churn away, which is to leave and purchase from another store. Not actually that they are leaving the product. No, they will they are still purchasing the product, but from another store, which is actually bad to your firm, to your organization. So this recommendation too is to analyze the customer retention to know what your customers need, what upgrades are they looking for, what kind of technologies are they in need of, knowing fully well that we are in an era that things are revolving every day. So you have to come in the knowledge of this and move so that it should be in favor of you and your customer to retain them. Introduce discount campaigns, just as Temu are doing for those of us that have been seeing the Temu, what do I call it now? The Temu brand that is into online sales, just like Jumia. All of a sudden, I can boast and tell you that Temu has won a lot, the heart of a lot of people because of the discounts they give. It's been a while Jumia gave discounts, although they still do during their Black Friday. But Temo came with its own kind of discounts and draw a lot of customers to them. That's three. Number four, enhance shipping data collection for better logistic analysis. Yeah, this is just recommending to your clients, telling them that they should collect more data related to shipping collect more data related to shipping so that you can know how your goods are being shipped. That's if you're actually working with clients that are into actually shipping or logistics. Yes, I can move on. So I think that's all. All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I can see, sir. Good. Thank you very, very much, sir. I will just continue from here. So, sorry, permit me to just ask the other listeners, how do you see this dashboard? How do you see the dashboard? Yes, are you there? Okay, sir. Okay, so in conclusion, this is my sales data set dashboard. I use the line chart to visualize sales, the sales trend across different months. I use the bar chart to analyze the sales across different products. Also use the pie chart to show the sales across different region or cities. I use the card, the one showing 34.49 M, which is million, to visualize the total overall sale that has been made. That's the amount. Yes, sir. So in conclusion, generally, I would say this is my sales data set dashboard, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. All right, sir. All right.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So, hello guys.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, guys. How are you doing?
Fine, sir.
Thank you, Moses, for this opportunity. I'm making it short and brief because, yeah, I just settled down not quite long on the activities of today. Um, Basically, my I'm Samuel Jetohane. Um, I'm an I'm a software engineer focusing on machine learning. Yes, an AI thinking, what you guys call AI thinking. I've touched the different parts of tech, so blockchain, Bitcoin dev. I think the only part I don't like is UI dev, developers, and the front end. Yes, so back end thing, yeah, database and all. And then yeah, I can say that currently now data analysis is the new hot cake because of the hype of AI and everything. So going to inferencing and everybody wants to see the work you've done. It's now moving from a more like okay, I know how to do this type of thing market to okay, show us what you have done or the projects you have on ground. So at this stage, employers want to say the stronger the projects you have, the more better your chances of more better your chances are of getting to a
Get a job.
yeah to get a job basically. So uh I don't know, maybe there's going to be a project later that I might post on the group. So it's more like an open source project that has to do with Python development. Though there are some parts that have to do with analysis, but it's not really necessary. Just the part that have to do with Python development. It has to do with the fame, cons, pub, and what it is basically is it's a think of it as a library, like a library that is connects to a trading application called MetaTrader. Yeah, so it's a socket client library. I guess okay, if you know on socket, I guess maybe that'll be your introduction to Python sockets and the rest, and some other nitty-gritties of Python. Yes. So it would help your hands, maybe your Python skills, make it better. And by the time you're even done, you'll be glad, yes, you actually did it. Uh, yeah. So that's all I have to say. So thank you all, and yeah, stay tuned.
Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you so much, sir. I am really grateful for this privilege that I got to learn under you. It's indeed a privilege, despite the ups and downs. Just as you have rightly said earlier on, I was not the only one that started this class. I think we are about six or more, but due to inconsistencies and some not being able to keep up to the pace of the group and standard of the organization, they had to leave. So I just want to return all glory to God and also thank you so much, sir, for your patience and support to us as your students so far, and also to encourage those that are about to kick off their journey. Seriously speaking, it's never an easy, it's not an easy journey for both you, the students, and even for your teacher. Believe me, even with the hike in price of data at the moment, but I will seriously advise you to just sacrifice whatsoever you can sacrifice, just as one of my boss will always tell me, sacrifice whatsoever, no matter how much it will be. Sacrifice it now so that for the betterment of your future. So that's just what I have to say, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm also so sorry for today because, seriously speaking, I'm also not happy with my performance because of my inconsistency, the way my system was down. I was not in class today on time. Seriously, I'm so sorry. It is not in my habit to do that. Some things just came up that are beyond my controls. I'm so sorry about that, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Oh, good night, everyone. Have a
Good night. Thank you,
lovely
sir.
night rest.